Hello, and welcome to the Observability Heroes channel. My name is Rainer, and I'm an observability hero, or at least an observability nerd. I'm in this game for the last 21 years, and, well, I joined it when it was called APM, Application Performance Monitoring, and it turned into observability. So, but what is it actually that we're talking about? So what is observability? There are many technical descriptions out there what it actually is, but I want to give you a quick intro into what it is in non-technical terms. So, as you already guessed, it's one word, it's 6 syllables, it's a mouthful, and that's why it's also abbreviated with O11Y. So that basically means it's a word that starts with O, ends with Y, and there are 11 letters in between. And O11Y is not much shorter than observability, that's why it's pronounced OLI. So when I talk about OLI, that is observability for short. But what is it now? So it is a discipline in IT. So it has to do with computers. It is part of computer technology, and it does what it suggests in the name. It watches the behavior of other things if done right. So observability means we observe. And why do we do that? Because computer systems, especially the ones that are running 24/7 and support a big business or support your business with money that you generated money with, is not always behaving like it should. So let's say you have an ATM. You want to get money from the ATM and you don't get it. You get an error message, or it takes forever. The same with online shops. You search for something, you put it in your checkout, or you put it in your basket, and you go into the checkout, and what happens? Nothing. It takes forever, and maybe you get an answer, but that's not very satisfying. This is the behavior that you don't want, and this is the behavior that we look at with observability to get information out to prevent this or remedy the situation should it occur. And believe me, it occurs more than you think. So, observability is something that helps you keeping your systems in IT stable, keeping them, well, performing as they should, and in case the behavior is not what it should be, gives you the necessary information to get it back in line. And what are the top 3 jobs that we have in observability? Well, first and foremost, observability is screamed for when you're doing performance troubleshooting. Performance troubleshooting means you have a situation, like you get an alert, and someone is asking you to, well, debug this system. First, you need to define who is responsible for fixing it. And that means you need a lot of information about the state of the system, of the separate components of the system. And that could be hundreds or thousands in some cases. And that makes it an action that needs a lot of data and a lot of information to be performed well. And that leads to basically job number 2. That's emergency debugging, which is kind of the same as performance troubleshooting, but under dire circumstances. So let's say performance troubleshooting starts with you identify the team that is responsible. Now emergency debugging starts with you being the team responsible, but you haven't had a say in the decision or in the finding of that. So suddenly you get a call, fix it. And then, yeah, you do emergency debugging. And the last job, which is the most prominent one, but the one that is not so often cried for observability, is monitoring and alerting. So in order to know that you have a problem, you need to watch systems and alert if they go out of whack. This is a discipline that is out there for ages. several decades. So monitoring, system monitoring, especially infrastructure monitoring, is nothing new. But it is only a part of observability. Observability gives you much more data to perform the jobs that have to be done after the alerting and monitoring. That is the troubleshooting and the fixing of the issues. There are tons of other jobs that you can do with observability data, like security audits and business monitoring as well. But the top 3 ones, and the number 1 is still performance troubleshooting. Yes, that's observability in non-technical terms. If you want to know more about the technical terms, join our community, join the Observability Heroes, and, subscribe to the channel and find out more about this topic. Until then, thanks for watching. This is Rainer, and see you next time in the Observability Heroes when we talk about performance troubleshooting.